Hey, it works. Right, so let's go to full view. And grab my onions. That. What's that? What else do I need? I need a book. Thing. Medium heat, cook onions till soft, stir and frequently remove the onions, set aside, and immediately while combine paprika, salt, pepper, cooked beef and spice mixture, cook an onion pot until brown on all sides, return onions to the pot, pour in tomato puree, water, garlic and remaining salt. Leave on low heat, cover and simmer, stirring occasionally for... Sorry, is that... No, 1.5. Okay, oh, that was 11.5. Fuck me. I don't want to wait 11.5 hours to eat. Fuck off. Right. Need a drink? And let's just switch to stove so we can show getting pan nice and hot. Now it says use vegetable oil in the recipe, but I don't have any of that, so I'm going to use good old olive oil. And it said use a fuck ton of it, so I will. And then I'm going to crank up. It says on a medium heat, so I think I'm going to go for about a 6. And come back to the board. Put on the onions. Just a slow intro. Oh, I just realised my stove camera's fucked. No, it's not. That was weird. So what does it want? It says sliced. Okay. Does it want chunky onions? Does it want... It is fucked. Oh no, I'm just not seeing the whole screen. Now it says 3 onions. There we go. 3 onions. Drop my camera down a bit actually. Because my bin is way over on the other side of the stove, get yourself a metal bowl. I'm actually going to be using a smaller one. Big ones for later. Get yourself a little metal bowl. Little mobile trash can. Oh, need a drink. Woo. Alright. So, onions. Deceptively easy to cut. Just get right into it. Now, if you cry easily with onions, like I do, there's one thing the chef that I work with taught me, and that is pain of onions is temporary. However, the longer you take to cut them, the worse it gets, because you just get more and more onion juice in your eyes. I'm not following the rule. Easiest way to cut and peel an onion, top and tail, in half. Just rip it off. And if you get sort of like a little brown bit on the outer layer like that, just take it off. Just take that layer of onion off because it's not very nice. It's kind of woody. Just peel that layer of skin off. Nice, easy, peel onion. Now, there's something about Eastern European cooking that is required, and that is you will use onions and garlic a heck of a lot. So don't ever make Eastern European food for a date, because you will stink for days. There we go, one more peeled onion. I'll take this layer of skin off because it's got that nasty brown woody bit on top. There we go. One entirely peeled onion. Now I'm gonna top and tie. I'm gonna peel all of these before I cut them, just to save myself the time and getting the board all dirty again and getting the outer layers of onion on it. Because when that gets in your food, it's not nice at all. So just peel that stuff off. If it comes off, I'm not following my own fucking rules anymore. There we go. You know, I said onions are easier to peel when you top and tail them. I lied. It probably doesn't help that I don't have any nails. There we go. Actually, what's the amount of meat that the recipe requires? .25 kilos of stewing, but okay, I probably don't need 3 onions then. I'll just go for 2, because I only have about 500 grams of beef, because I'm making a small one. That's probably why there's so much in here. Yeah, so I'm just going to use 2 onions. You can see just by the amount of beef that's required. Actually, how many? There we go. That's why. It serves 8. Alright, so that's my 2 onions peeled. Now, chef trick number 2. Put a tea towel under your board. Sliding around makes it much more grippy, so when you're really getting in and cutting, it doesn't slip and you don't accidentally cut yourself. Although, it doesn't take much for me to cut myself anyway. Right, so, board is nice and clear. Let's get to chopping the onions. Now, don't be worried that you're not chopping really fast. The thing the chef I work with says is he'd rather have something take longer and be good than something take no time and be shit. So always make sure that you are very deliberate with your cuts if you're not super confident with a knife yet. Like, I'm not ridiculously confident, that's because I cut this hand about 4 times this week. So, you saw me sliced all the way through that way. Now, I could just slice all the way through that way, which would give me a reasonably fine dice, but I want an even finer dice than that because I want these onions to just melt. I want these onions to melt, basically. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make another cut here. All the way through. There we go. And now I can cut that way and it'll be tiny, tiny, tiny bits. Of course, if it holds together for me. There we go, that is one diced onion. Now, if you have these tiny little brown bits left in, just, you see them, pull them out. Once you get to sort of like the second layer of the onion, when you get the brown bits, they're not as woody, but they're just visually unappealing. So always make sure to just pull them out, and you'll be fine. Right. Brush all that over to one side. Onion number 2. Okay, I screwed this one up a bit. There we go. Fuck. Oh, my eyes, fuck. Ah. Fuck, I hate my onions. Oh my god. Oh. Right, now because I fucked that one up, I can show you guys another quick technique, which you see a lot with chefs doing, but is actually quite difficult to get your head around, and it's using your knife to finish chopping stuff up. So let's say if you've got big bits like that left, and you want it all sort of like a reasonably even dice, you can use your knife. I can't remember the term, there's a French term for it, but it's easy, you just push one end of the, well, this only kind of this works best with a chef's knife. This is a Santoku style knife, although I got it in a German cut, which means the bladed section is sharp on both sides, whereas if you have a look at my paring knife up close, you'll see it's only sharp on one side because it's a Japanese style cut, which means it does tend to drift as you cut, but you can get a much sharper blade, which is required really with a paring knife. But chef's knives, it's easy. If you just use this curved bit of the blade here and rock back and forth, you can cut through a big kind of group of stuff, like so. And get everything at a nice even dice. Just make sure you give everything good coverage of your chops. There you go. Also, don't be afraid to make a mess. Cooking is messy. Not everyone can be immaculately clean all the time. So just make sure you clean it up afterwards. Don't leave bits of raw onion on the floor like I have now. Just make sure to clean up after yourself. Basic human decency, really. Right, on to onion number 2. Now, I do need to check my pan. It is smoking, so I should probably take it. So, when picking an oil for cooking in, preferably you should really pick a neutral oil. So go for canola oil or sunflower seed oil or rapeseed oil. That kind of stuff, because that oil won't impart any flavour into the dish. However, I really like the flavour of olive oil, which is why I use it all the time, because I think it gives a really kind of nice extra level of freshness to a dish compared to just a neutral oil. I'm actually going to take that off the heat. But the problem with natural oils like olive oil, they do have tiny particulates of olives still in them. They're not completely clean, I guess. So when olive oil starts smoking, it means the oil is getting hot enough. You're getting to the point where you could possibly burn off those little olivey chunks in the oil, which is then a bit of a fire hazard. So it's normally best to, if you see the olive oil start smoking, unless you're cooking steak, where you need it so ridiculously hot that it's smoking and you get that instant kind of sear on the beef, is what I am actually going to do with the beef. So once I take the onions out initially, I'm going to crank the heat way up, sear the beef right off so I get lots of nice brown bits, and then bring it back down then bring it back down once it's cooked, and then adding the onions back in. So then the onions will be soft because I would have cooked them off prior, but then they won't be burnt from the searing hot oil that I'm going to be dropping them into afterwards. But come on, sit together for me. Oh, there. That one didn't go too badly. Just make sure to pull all those nasty looking brown bits out. Doesn't matter if you if you have a little bit of, if you're short a tiny bit of onion. With the amount of onion we're putting in this dish anyway, it'll impart certainly enough flavour. And also the flavour of the heavily paprikaed beef as well. And the last chunk of onion. It's one of the longest it's ever taken me to chop 2 onions. That's what you get when you talk. But there's another thing that you need to look at when using knives. You need to be confident. Someone who is nervous with a knife is going to be overly cautious, and the problem with knives is that when you're overly cautious, you probably cut yourself more often than if you're confident. If you're confident, you're making good cuts. If you're nervous, you're cutting slowly, which means that you're overthinking, really. And when you overthink cutting, that's when mistakes are made. Right. Lost a whole bunch more onion to my feet. Right. So that is our onions chopped. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch to stove cam. As you can see, our pan is there filled with oil. Run this over. And look. Get the heat back under it. Throw a little bit in there to test. So, that needs to get hot again. So a little wang jangler. There we go, now we get some bubbling. So. Pull back. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to sweat these off, which is just kind of a cooking term for cooking them so the water evaporates out and you get this nice jammy consistency. Oh my god, my eyes. Right. Quickly switching back to board cam. Beef. The most important part of goulash. Now, if you can't get your hands on beef, which I guess is more of a problem in Eastern Europe and not Western Europe, where I live. Well, technically Northern Europe, but goulash can also be made with lamb or pork. So, dependent on your region, use the meat that kind of fits best for you. Right, so what I'm going to do, big bowl, beef, in. Now, this is about 400 grams of beef. So, I'm probably going to cut the amount of recipe in half, seeing as it's normally for about 1 kilo worth of beef. So, I'm going to put 1 tablespoon of paprika in, and then I'm going to wash my hands and check the rest of the recipe so I can see what that's left. Give my onions a quick stir. Right. Check the recipe. So, sweet paprika. So, in a medium bowl, combine the paprika, salt, pepper, and coat beef in the spice mixture. And then 10 spoons. 1 tablespoon. 1 pot of paprika. Now, this isn't Hungarian sweet paprika. I think this is actually Spanish. Yeah, product of Spain. However, sweet paprika is generally the same Europe-wide. Now, the problem with these, but this is kind of the only stuff you can really get in the UK unless you go to like a proper specialist store. I just picked this up at Sainsbury's. It's about, I think, about £1.50. That's pounds sterling, by the way. So I'll just pry the lid off. There you go. Get all that nice and paprika'd up. Lid back on. Just get the rest of it off the top. Now, salt and pepper. Where do I keep my salt? There. So, how much salt does it say? Okay. Eyeball it, about that much. Lots of freshly ground black pepper. It is the biggest. There's nothing in there. Lots of freshly ground black pepper. Super important to most beef dishes. White pepper is also reasonably useful as well. Now, this is a very coarse grind. I do like to have big chunks of pepper, and it does go really well when you sort of toasting everything off. But if you don't want little crunchy bits of pepper in your meal, you can use super finely ground stuff as well. So what I'm going to do, just combine this all in the bowl with the beef, make sure everything's nice and evenly coated, so we get a real kind of impartation of flavour from that paprika. And oh my god, this smells delicious. This smells so good. Oh, I love the smell of paprika. It's probably one of my favourite ingredients to work with. Almost every one of my chicken marinades contains paprika, so. Right. So, I mean, the beef hasn't changed colour much, but you can see that it's sort of like it's a bit more of a deep red now. but everything's nice and evenly coated in the salt, pepper, and paprika mix. I'll throw some more salt in to taste later on. And then after this, I need to mince a clove of garlic. Right, beef done. Let's just put that off to the side by the stove. Quickly rinse my hands off so I don't cover everything in the paprika enough. Because my hands are still slightly tinged from yesterday when I worked, I prepped about 1.5 kilos of beetroot, which dyes everything it touches purple. So that's slowly working its way out my fingers. Right, garlic. Another one of my favourite ingredients. Just give these onions a bit of a swoosh before I come back. What the fuck was that? Something went bang. Right, I've just opened up Word. Onion. Is it just one clove? Yeah. Not onion, garlic. Now, going to be breaking my tradition again here. I love garlic too much, so we're going to be putting 2 cloves of minced garlic in. And I think with the strength of paprika that I have, and kind of the strength of all the other flavours, the garlic's going to kind of get lost a little bit. Now it says minced. Mincing garlic is super easy. Just use the side of your knife, bash it, and in theory, once you peel the skin off, that's minced. I know, so difficult. However, normally when a recipe will talk about minced garlic, they'll actually talk about diced garlic. So just chop your garlic, just a rough chop. Garlic is a very strong flavour. And then just run your knife through it. Getting everything nice and small. Now, garlic, similar to onions, is one of those things that is horrific when you burn it. Don't burn garlic. As soon as you see garlic going like dark brown or black, tip it away, start again. Garlic will kill a dish, but it will also make a dish. Very easy to screw up garlic. So one tip I use is if you're throwing garlic in, like to start something, like with a spaghetti bolognese, don't throw it in at super high heat. So don't get a pan like smoking hot and then kick it in. I'm going to cut that bit off because it's pretty woody. Don't sling it in when it's smoking hot. Just run the pan a little bit cold first, just to get the garlic kind of accustomed to the heat. And then once you start throwing other ingredients in, then throw the garlic in. You don't want burnt garlic. It's the worst flavour on earth. That and like cilantro. Cilantro is fucking horrific. And anyone who likes cilantro is wrong. Or coriander, I guess. Okay. Right. Minced garlic. Now, just clap us back over to stove cam. And for the next chunk of stuff we do, we're just waiting to sweat these onions off. Just crank my extractor up a little bit more. a little bit just to get this going a bit quicker. Now, there is space for cooking things slowly. Like very tough cuts of meat, cook them slowly. But if you're just trying to sweat onions off, don't be afraid to whack the heat up just to get everything going a bit more quickly. Onions are one of the easier things to cook compared to like garlic or anything of that mess. Just taking a quick drink. Click back onto OBS, see how everything's going. Not dropping any frames, which is nice. Right. So you can hear everything, well, I can hear everything nice and simply now. You probably have some liquid drum and bass in a way. Get everything nice and even and casual on the bottom. And now it's time to do a little bit of cleaning up while I wait for the onions to sweat down. Just cleaning my bowl out. I'm actually going to wash this bowl real quick because it says to remove the onions while you drown the milk. So just to save myself washing 3 bowls, just rinsing the onion mess out of this one. New bowl! Now, I don't know if you guys can still hear me or all over here. I guess I'll find out later. The mic does go pretty high, so it's pretty good at picking up background noise. So as you can see by the view now, these onions are getting nice and sweaty. They've got the steam coming up on just all that water boiling out of them. So we're going to keep cooking these until we get a nice, and now I say a jammy consistency. You're looking for sort of like just a nice even softness, and it's way too dark. There we go. So you're just looking for a nice even kind of, you don't want the onions to have a bite to them, you want them to be soft and just delicious and kind of silky and smooth and just easy to bite through. Now of course they're also very hot. Alright, I think we're almost there. Now the thing with big cast irons like this is that the entire thing gets hot, so I can't pick it up by the handles and tip it off. So what I'm just going to do is I'm going to grab, don't use metal gear on that either, that really damages it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab one of these absolutely ancient Pampered Chef silicone spatulas. Just scrape the onion out, sling it in the bowl, nice and neat. Just turn the heat down a bit.
Now, I think it's probably fine if we leave some onions in the bowl. It'll give a nice kind of variance in texture. But do try and get as many out as you can. Right, one empty bowl. Now, just refer back to my recipe to see what goes in next. Hang about. Mustard? Where's mustard on this? Oh, there's Worcestershire sauce on this as well. I have Worcestershire sauce. I just... Oh no, slow cooker Hungarian goulash. How the fuck did I end up there? There we go. Combine paprika, salt, pepper, cooked beef and spice mixture. Cook onion in pot until brown on... Oh, and cook in onion pot until brown on all sides. Yeah, okay. Then once that... Yeah, so... Beef in next. Let's crank the beef up. Get it nice and toasty. Turn it down again. Use a little bit as a tester. And you see that most of the oil has gone in the pan. If you look at how it looked earlier, there was a whole bunch more oil. A whole bunch more oil in the pan. How much water does it want? 350 ml. So I'm going to put 100 ml of water. Get that correct. Actually, let's go for the 150 ml. Going to get on further. To get nice and sizzling. I think it is. Right, so let's get our beef in. That is the noise you want to hear. You want to hear that instant kind of sizzling noise as soon as it hits the pan, because that's searing. That means the pan is hot enough that it's causing the edges of the beef to seal. Now, people say that searing locks in moisture, which is a lie. It's bollocks. Now, there's another thing the chef taught me at work, and that is avoid moving things. When it comes to searing stuff off, you need to leave it there for a decent period of time to get nice and brown, because if you keep moving it around, it's never going to get that surface heat that you need to get a proper sear. Now, this pan is absolutely fucking ripping hot right now, so it's always a good shout to leave it there for about 40 seconds or one monologue, in my case, and then have a look at it. See, like that. That's what you want. You want a nice, even brown on the outside. So, just flip it. And think of babushka back in Hungary. The Hungarians don't speak Ruski, they speak Hungarian, or Magyar. Make sure everything's getting nice and brown. Leave it there for another little bit, let that sear off. Yeah, so it's brown on all sides. Then return the onions to the pot. Tomato puree, water, garlic, salt. Reduce heat to low. Cover, simmer, stirring occasionally for 1.5 to 2 hours. Now, I'm not going to leave this stream live for another 2 hours. So once I get to the point where I'm stewing it, I'll finish there, and then in the final version of this, I will spend another video up on the channel of just the final results and what it all looks like. Now, this kind of varies as to what it's served with, dependent on region. If you're looking at Western Hungary, sometimes you get it served with pasta, but also just potatoes or on its own, or with some bread. Kind of, there's a big kind of spectrum of what good goulash is served with. Paprika will kill you. No, it just hurts a lot. Especially when you're talking a lot over it. Now, if I just move some of this to the side where you see it's really been hot, you see, like, you probably can't see it because it's directly the camera. You see here, these nice stay. No, don't do that. Stay. There we go. These nice brown bits. I just need to make sure the camera's right now. Yeah, it's fine. These nice brown bits that you get on the pan, that's called fond, which is where the sugars from the meat, as they cook out with the water, are caramelizing on the bottom of the pan, and that's where a lot of flavor is. Which is why this water later on is going to be super useful, because the temperature shock will bring all of that stuff up from the bottom of the pan and make everything nice and bring out all those flavours later on in the dish. So because one side of the pan is much hotter than the other right now. Right, tank up a little bit more, get some more searing action. Now, bring some of this stuff over. There we go. Now I would consider this to be at the point where we can add everything back in. Now, reasonably sure it's add in the onions first, or is it just everything at once? It's just everything at once. Okay. Right, so let's get the onions back in. Get the ones that landed on the sides. Tomato puree. How much tomato puree does it want? 150 grams. How much is in this? 200 grams. That's a lot of tomato puree. Yeah, probably got 150. Tomato puree. Let's grab the garlic. This on my knife, this on bring over. In the pan you go. And give this a stir, make sure it's all wee babe. A car has arrived. We should reverse those. Right, get everything mixing in. Not going to swing the water in quite yet. Not going to water in quite yet. Want to get some caramelization in. Might need some more water actually. Look at the bottom. Now, water time. In we go with the water. Yeah, need more water. Definitely need more water. If I'm going to simmer for this long, all this water's just going to boil off. So let's throw another 150 in.
And what else did it want? Tomato puree, water, garlic, remaining salt.
Salt there. Get everything nice and acquainted. Then it says reduce heat and simmer for 2.5 hours. It also says cover, so I'm going to partially cover this just to let some steam out so we do get some reduction, which is as you boil water off, everything kind of becomes a nice gammy consistency. As I was saying for onions, it's the same idea as sweating onions off, just with a whole dish. As you reduce it down, you get more and more kind of mingling of the flavours, which is where you get that really, really nice development of the overall taste of the dish. Right. Pretty much it. Why am I putting onions and tomato puree in the dishwasher? So that's on. Get that in the bin. That in the cupboard. Salt, pepper, and we'll say ounce. Bins are in the bin. Need to wash the border. And my knives up. Another tip: don't put knives in the dishwasher. It's really, really bad for them. So let's get this board clean. Clean board. Yeah, what can I do to fill this 2 hours? I need yeast for 2 days. Right, I know what I'm doing. We're making bread, boys. Switch back to board cam. So, bring the stand mixer over. Now this guy is almost as old as me. It's fucking empty. Ah! My I can, don't you anymore?
Right. Let's turn it side on so you can see what I'm doing. Bring this over. Now,
we've gone from a Hungarian dish, which is all about not being precise, to going to bread, which is all about precision. So I'm just going to make my usual, which is going to be a white loaf. Actually, I need a dry teeth now to really dry that out. You realise proof time is going to be an issue with this. It's fine. Right. Just tip the camera up a little bit. On, right. Just shift you over to the side for the moment. If you're not pushing the wires. Scales.
Let's just see if I can find my bread recipe. So it's going to take another 2 hours. Great. So it's 24! Oh, it's 24 servings. 1/2 tablespoon salt, vegetable oil, 150 grams strong white flour. Well, this is plain flour, but it's fine. Leaking. Right. Zero grammage. That's what I want. Best used by December 18. Fine. My yeast isn't, so it may be a flatbread. Right. 820 grams. What is this? 1.5 kilos. So gonna make most of this bag. $8.22, close enough. Right. Over this side. I need another bowl. As hard to come by, so let's just use a jug or 75 ml of warm water. Where I want to be. Yeah. About 475 mil there. Ooh, there's one for there. I'll put that out. No, you bitch. God damn it. Ah, fuck it. Right. Yeast. Oh, I've got poop in my hand still. Nah. No. Fuck's sake. Right. Yeast. That's about a year out of date, bitch. I think it's a whisk. It's a foam. Alright, there we go. Now we let that prove. Turn it off for the moment. Right, actuators work and accelerate this. Luckily, I have a fancy oven as a bread proving mode. So proving. Get that shit in there. Let's get my bread pan out. Yeah. Just for later. My pan. Oh, I could do some more turning yet. Shifting view again. Right. France brew starting soon. Right. And now we wait. Wow, I've been live an hour now. Probably the longest live stream on this channel. Oh no, sorry, one of the league streams is probably longer. I mean, I can just check. I mean, I know Streamwise only played 2 of them. What, 2 games at a time, but we can always just have a look. My channel. Playlists. Everything's in the live stream playlists. No, don't play it. Yeah, okay, yeah, 1 minute 30. Sorry, hour 30, and then the original one was just 38 minutes. Okay. I really do like this new board. Ooh, seeing a bit of steam coming out my goulash and some of the water drips. We're getting some nice boiling going on. God, that smells so good. That smells so freaking good, guys. Oh. What I'm hitting. Open the package I got. It was. I know it's a new filter for my vacuum. On the other side, it is. That's a genuine complaint. Yay. One new Dyson filter, nice. In much better condition than our own. See, this is why chefs have to get up at like 2 in the morning, because it's just long periods of time of fucking waiting. Alright, so okay. I'm getting some 5 minutes. We have foam, that's what I need. Not going to mix the salt in because that's just going to kill the yeast. Give it another whisk, make sure everything's nice and combined. Right. And stand next to back, front and centre. Salt. I'll add that in once the dough is getting combined, so we can then add it for flavour. Right. Just open this up first. Pour some in. Put that out of the way for the moment. Drop it down. And super low. Just start combining everything. Now we're starting to get what's called a shaggy dough form. Bring it up so I can show you what's going on. Let's bring out the Stokan. Right, so run that. Oh wait.
Just sort of wires out. Right, so you can see we're starting to get some combination of the flour, and it's forming sort of a rough dough. It's not balling yet, but it's forming a rough dough, which is otherwise known as a shaggy dough. So if I just bring that back up, start adding more and more liquids. Let's get it all in there. Look it. Right. Now, because all of the flour has some form of liquid in it, that's probably really loud for you guys. Alright, now we get a ball, which is good. So, back to slow count. You can see now it's forming a ball of dough. Now, this is quite dry at the moment, so I'm going to need to add some more water, I think. But it's forming a nice tacky ball of dough, which is what we're looking for. Back to balls. So just let this ball up, make sure everything is in and neatly combined. Now we still do have some loose flour at the bottom. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to turn this off. See, it's nice and clean on the dough hook, because it's still way too dry as bread dough. So I'm going to throw maybe, I think probably about 100 mils of water in there, but I'm just going to add 50 mils at a time. So we're saying 50 mils at the bottom of this first. Last kind of drop back down on the speed. Now, of course, don't be afraid to experiment. See, now I've made that way too wet, as you can hear. So I'm just going to add a bit more flour. I think you get more bread. Right recipe, man. You don't want wet, but you don't want dry dough. You want sort of like a consistent tackiness. So let's go with that. Gonna open it up and get my hand in there to do a bit of combining, just so we get. Yeah, you can feel. I can just feel that it's way too wet. So I'm just gonna knead some of the flour in myself. So this at the moment is too wet. You can see it's still really shaggy and sticking to my hands. Not even on the right plate. You can see it's really quite tacky and it's really sticking to my hands, which means I need more flour. I also need to flour my hands, but that's beyond the point. So let's drop the bad boy back down. On at low speeds, just let that combine. And then of course we want to get some of that gluten development started, which is when you start stretching the molecules in the flour, which is why you need bread. It's not why you just mix dough and water. Let's go back to board cam. And get some flour off my hands. Now, of course, if the yeast I have is not good enough, you know, it's a fair bit out of date, the yeast. Sorry, just sharing. I'm gonna try and get some people in. So, turn this off. Have a feel of the dough. I think we're there. I think we are there for kind of the amount of dough. The feel of the dough is right. It's like, it's tacky, but it's not sticking to my hands, which is what I want. So it is sticking to the dough hook. So what I am going to do is I'm just going to, if I take this round a bit, peel it off the dough hook. Now this is a big lump of ball. This is about a kilo dough here. I'm just going to drop it and knead it a bit more. Of course, with my head resting on top. But hello. Sorry, my dog's there. Good. Just have another check of it now. What? He's making noises. Oh, did I make him think someone's at the door? I'll just rotate this round again. Peel the dough off. Now you can see the dough is getting nice and stretchy. So, got this sticking. I'm going to continue kneading on a super low speed, and then I'm going to grab myself a bowl, oil the inside of the bowl so the bread doesn't stick to it, and put it in for its first proof. Now, the first proof is always the longest. I like to proof my bread for about an hour. So, I never said something. My stary stick is this back. Right, can I have that cook and reduce down a whole bunch more mold? Right. Now, I want this to prove a lot. I want this to get really nice and bubbly on the inside. So I'm going to give it a big bowl wash. Actually, the side of it is nice and clean. Because I don't want soapy bread, so I'm just using hot water. Just dry the bowl out. Now, of course, I get to use my favourite ingredient again, olive oil. Let's get that in. Good glug of it. Just use your hands to get it around the bowl. That's a lot of oil. Yeah.
That's quite a bit of oil. But it's fine. We're all learning. I take reasonably experienced. Wrench this off. Ugh. Which way does the bowl go? Fuck! Forget. Fuck it. Let's get the hook off. Did I add salt? I didn't add salt. This breast can be fucking flavourless. Oh my god. Okay. Salt in now. Don't hook back on. Get it back going. Go on high speed. Get them incorporated. Nice cohesive ball of dough. Smells nice and yeasty, which is good. It means we can hopefully get some of that bread development. You see the stretch it has. It's got some gluten development as well. Paul Hollywood would be fucking proud. Right. So, I'll bring you guys with me in a second. Dough in the bowl. Just bring it around. That. Right. Welcome to a new side of the Giles Kitchen you haven't seen. The fridge. Right. Bread in bowl. Turn it. Get it nicely coated in that oil. Just so it doesn't stick to anything. It's on. Got dough on my laptop. Cling film. Now, yeast, the proving process of yeast is literally just trapping the CO2 bubbles from the yeast in the bread, basically making the yeast poop by feeding it the natural sugars within the flour. So, that's in the oven on low proving mode, which is a function of my oven. If not, oven's super low, like the lowest you can possibly get it, like 40 degrees maybe. Barring that, in an airing cupboard or just a kind of a warm spot in the house. And I'm going to set that to proof about now. For a minute. Wow. Keep my feet up. Let's just quickly connect the Discord. Oh, that's the Streamlabs Discord. Never mind. No Discord installed. I have 100 notifications. Skipped frames detected 22. Fuck, that must be when I moved it. Just gonna see if I've Discord installed. I don't. Just install Discord real quick. Yeah, there it is. Oh my god. What? What do you want, Matt? Alright, I'm back. Oh, what's my Discord email? Fuck. What's my Discord email? It's my Gmail. Well, it's taking a while. There we go. Oh my god, the images with cars. Fuck! Might secure one. I'll take it. Why does it make me? Huh? There we go.
I can go do that for.
Alright. Plug that in. Make sure we get the oven. Interesting. USB camera 2. Hey, there we go. Why am I skip frames just going to a fuck? Oh, it's probably because I was downloading Discord. Alright, I'm in. What's my mic setting on this? Voice video, input device, microphone array. Hello. Okay, good. Mic. Yeah. They're both offline. Fuck. Oh my god. I'm sure I haven't skipped any more frames. Ooh, that's laggy. Let's just, oh, no, it's not. Okay. I was just sat still for a very long time. That's pretty good. I don't want to open the oven door because then it ruins Bruce. I just fucking have to use this button. Oh, oh, fucking spicy one, boys. No, that's on mine. Now I just need to wait for him to actually join the chat room. And while I do that, while he does that, I shall blow my nose. Bilby.
Oh, Thomas Sachs. Yes! Ah.
You read the message? No. Josh has just read it. Maybe Josh will come online. Getting dark surgery. Well, I'm just sitting here because neither of you are on fucking Discord. Come on! Jeez! Jeez. Come on! Matt, you're muted. Can I force on me? No, I can't. Joshua, come on Discord. What the hell? Oh my god. What an asshole. Why did anyone come on Discord? I mean, Matt's here. She's still muted. Oh my god. What the- Fuck it. I'm opening. I want to go to stove. It's not stove. It's the oven. But you can see that the cling film is starting to bulge a bit, which means we are getting some CO2 production in there, and it has risen a little bit. Although there's still like half an hour left on this proof, so we've got a ways to go. I think it's going to be quite a dense loaf because a lot of the yeast is probably dead, but is what it is. Matt, you're still muted. Ooh, pant shop. There we go. Nice. Now you know we're pink and underwear, boys. Why are you still muted, Matt? Come on, deal. No, I am still here. I am here. Don't move, Mr. Serenity, now, you bitch. Right, good ass check time. Bring up slobs. Should still have that open. Right, then I want to go to stove. Water on the side. Very hot lid. Everything's cooking nice and that's away. Now the meat is still quite tough. Ow. Burning my hands. There is just one thing it's missing, and this is probably because I'm not Hungarian that I'm going to put this in. I was going to have anything open. Oh, yes, we did. Does need just a touch of rouge. Okay, a touch of rouge. Quite a lot of rouge. Just to give it an extra kind of depth of flavour. I think it's going to get cooked for a very long time. All that alcohol will evaporate off. Yeah. Right, let that cook off. And back to bread watching. Yeah. Let's have a look at that's way at an angle. God, that's going to annoy me. Stop it! Stop doing that. There we go. It's not that bad. Switch it back to all. Wait for that. Oh, for fuck's sake! Stop moving me to the FK channel, bitch! Josh, what are you fucking doing, fam? Has Matt not been moved to the AFK channel yet? Oh, come on! I was talking! What? I'm at the point where I'm checking my fucking. I've got snow on my screen. Right. There's any pressure in there. Nothing interesting. Aside from Adobe. Now, boring. God, my hair is getting progressively more ridiculous as the stream goes on. Fans will just spun up, make sure I'm not dropping anything. Nope, not dropping any frames, good. My PC isn't even on, I'm downstairs talking to my parents. You fucker. Let's hide Spotify for now, just in a way. Not actually paying anything, so there's no point. This is very boring. I've been like almost 2 hours cooking it. I was cooking solidly for like the first hour. Now everything's just kind of going on its own. Right, what I'm going to do, I'm going to tidy up. I'm going to put stove cam on main view. It's not stove cam, it's proving cam. Proving cam. And I'm going to do some tidying up. I mean, there's not really much to tidy up right now. I still need the kneading. I still need the food. No, not food processor, the fucking. No, I don't. Because I need the second in my hand. So I still need the flour out. I don't need the stand mixer anymore. So I'll put that away. God, why is this on so hard, man? There we go. Whew. Didn't give up. Hold on a sec. There we go. Okay. Much, which it has done. Click back to all so you can see the sink. Always be responsible, kids. Make sure to wash up once you're done. That's fine. I think I'll just find some space then. Didn't have to do much washing up. Right. Oh, and it's we're going to do that check. Oh, it's fine. Jesus Christ. Right. Do that check. Really starting to thicken up. You're getting those onions down to where they're just becoming like onion jam, basically. Ooh. Ooh, I might be able to caramelize the new chutney if I have enough of the stuff I need. I just need onions, sugar. How much do you need? Yeah, I mean, caramelized onions are just onion and sugar. Yeah, might be able to do a third thing. All. Onion chutney recipe, that's all I have. Low heat for 10 minutes, but do not cook, but not browned. Sugar, 3 or 4 minutes brown, then add vinegar, mustard, salt. Do we have vinegar?
I'm guessing it means like malt vinegar. Is that red wine vinegar? It is red wine vinegar. How fucking ancient is that? My God. July 2012 that went out of date. Well. We have just vinegar. We have some malt vinegar somewhere. I mean, we have white vinegar, which I guess could work. Just use less of it. Fucking man. Sun-dried tomatoes. When the fuck did they go out of date? Oh my God. Does sun-dried tomatoes really go out of date? July 17. Yes, they do. They do go out of date. God, our fridges are a fucking mess. What's that? It's actually sauce. Not the light sauce. That's probably out of date. As is that, I would think. Right, so we don't have any normal vinegar. Oh, red onions. Red onion. We do have white vinegar. Not much of it, but we do have white vinegar.
Yeah, let's make some red onion chutney, boys. "20-minute cook time." Sorry, 20-minute prep time. Vegetable oil, well, 1.5 kilos of onions. That's a lot of onions. Fuck me. Right, what jars do we have? Do prep over here. Easy way to sterilize jars. Dishwasher. Sling the dishwashers in the jar on intensive. Where's that? Because it gets hot now. And the clean shit gets fucking open it. Intensive. Actually, no, let's go for rapid. Right, so that also says I need mustard. Which you have to use. Hang on. Yes, it's just, well, it says whole grain, but we can, it's fine. Garlic we have. Balsamic we have. Yeah. Okay. That's all I need. So let's bring another board over. Shift this back a bit. See how everything looks. See if you can still see. That's hang on. Right. Grab another board. Whoop. Through that on my laptop. Let's just get this food processor out of the way. Right. Knife is there. Use 2 red onions. I did that as well. So red onions. Let's finish off that white onion as well. No, thank you. Probably got it in there. Fucking bad. I'm dropping shit, boys. It's not going well. Right. I'm going to have. Pan out. Let's go for the big frying pan. Big non-stick. I need to roll out today. This muscovado sugar, which we don't have. We have dark sugar. This is vegetable oil. Fuck it. Easy. Right, we'll sugar. Sugar. A bowl. A shit bowl. We really need more bowls in this house. I don't think that's anything I would have ever said ever, but we need more bowls. I don't have any. Should I go? Getting there. Taking the fight together, but it's getting there. Right. Bring the camera back down, bring the recipe back up. Fry onions on a low heat. Now, what's about 1.5 kilos of onions? How much is there? Net weight, oh no, minimum weight, 385. We'll just make as much as we can. Oh, right, that's real dodgy layer of skin there. Should be fine underneath there. Top it. Make sure I keep my board nice and clean as I go. Just going to go for a super, fuck, didn't mean to do that. Super rough chop. God, I've worked with a lot of onions today. Just going to run my knife through it. Oh, my eyes. Oh, every time. Oh, my God. Oh. I do need something to put the onion thing.
Huh. Oh my god. Oh no, that's going to be a mistake.
TCL.
Oh, it's fucking horrendously dirty, but oh.
Right. I'm going to do, seeing as you've run into smaller, let's do maybe 1.5 of them. Because I know I have some shallots in the fridge. Not in the fridge, the drawer. And if they aren't mouldy, they've been out. If they aren't mouldy, I will throw some shallots in as well. Half it. You have away for now. Because his red onions are substantially smaller, I'm going to do 2. I'm going to do 2, and I'll do, because shallots are a strong flavour, I'll do 1. Remember the rule, Ed, in half. All right. God, that sugar is really fucking pungent.
We're not even opening the bag. You're in pretty good shape. Let's do 2 seasons. You're in pretty alright shape. I'm going to cover it with brush again. Give it a stir. Dry.
On something and feel my body crawl. Red colors in our eyes, watching as it turns into night. Standing by my side, how'd you make me feel so high? I let myself surrender with the gradient in the sky. I let myself surrender to a feeling I can't hide.
Fuck's sake. God, Shalot's the worst. Oh, they're in my eyes. Right.
Am I unmuted? Hello? Hello! Can you hear me, Matt? You've muted your mic again.
Oy vey. Oh wait, I don't need the white because it's Balsamic, isn't it? Yeah, that makes sense. Right. Have this good action. Let's turn it right down to 2. Bring it straight up. Black ball in your hand.
going to be that really cheap shit last time. No. Sneeze! Oh, I know we hit the sucker for a reason. Cheap shit. Use your words. Right. Have I cut myself? No. How long left on this? 5 minutes. No, it is rising. It is getting there. It is getting there. It's going to need more than the amount of time we're doing it though. Set on a low heat for a long time. That's it. On low heat for a long time. And that very long time is going to be the time that will take to sweep the floor. Fucking hell. There's so much onion everywhere. Make sure I break up all the chunks. What is it, Bets? What time is it? Fuck me, it's 5 o'clock. Luckily, I don't think I have to be in until 5 tomorrow. Yeah, because I think I'm working the night shifts. Right. Bring stove can back. Oh, I've just hit the stove. I didn't mean to do that. I went to go transfer the stove. So let's put it on a light heat. Set timer. Oh. Am I dropping more frames? 47 minutes, 17 minutes ago. Fuck it, 17 minutes ago. Really? I'm just getting the odd lag spike, I think. Oh, what's up? Still Matt's saying one in a second. It's gonna let those cook for fucking ages. Oh.
You want some bite surf? You good? Really hot. Out.
Refer back to the recipe. Ten minutes until softened but not browned. Alright, how much garlic does it want? 2 cloves of garlic. I can crush it, it's good. Hey, dishwasher's done. Yep. That didn't go both parts.
I can't put that away yet. Still to do the second use second proof. No. Still always off. Not we're getting some bubbles. We're getting some bubbles. So what I'm walking about, I'll do that a second need super quick. What's up, boy? Actually, how dense this is. It's really an already pizza time. Fish it down. Fold it in on itself. Right. Second brew. There you go. That's soft. I think it was a tablespoon from Demerara. Yeah, 3 tablespoons.
I've been moved again. No, that's still here. Yeah, how much? 200 grams. Oh, blimey, okay.
Garlic crusher. getting nice rise. So, this.
Have the garlic cook for 1 minute. How much vinegar does it want? 3 tablespoons, okay. Vinegar, mustard, and salt. I think mustard's measured in teaspoons in this, isn't it? Yeah, 1 teaspoon.
Right. Oh, 1 minute. Yeah. Now, I'm not using a whole lemon, I am using a sneezer. Go. Let that cook. Have some salt. Really getting that flavor profile. You need to kind of get that all kind of combined together. Get all nice and juicy. Go back to all. What's up, birds? Do you want your dinner? What do you want? Come on, let's eat it. Come on, dinner time. Let's go. Here we go. Three minutes ago, but it's still at 0% drop frames and only using 30% of CPU. Really weird. It's giving me these notifications that are lag spikes, but then even on my YouTube, right. Stream health. Stream is healthy, stream is healthy, stream is healthy, stream is healthy. Check audio settings.
audio bitrate is lower, current bitrate is 0. It's probably just because there's been moments of silence. So OBS is telling me that there have been frame drops, but even YouTube's not picking up the frame drops. Weird. Extra shit. Garlic. Right. So that needs to cook off for a good while. I think it's at about 10 to 15 minutes. Just check. I've just opened my emails. Just checking the recipe, see if there's anything else that I need to do with it. No, we're pretty much there. So everything's gone really well, other than the bread. I'm pretty worried about the bread right now. It's not rising as I hoped. I think I might have made it a bit too dense. Probably a little bit more. Because that outside is highly acidic after a while. Balance that after a while. That also said salt. Here's where I'm going to dip into adding salt. That's what you need. A little bit of soy. It's just an extra kind of flavour. Just like that, simmer up and brush it, please. Very nice. On board. Nice and extra cheese to taste.
I might have to dump that bread, lad. It is not rising at all. There's no harm in baking it. I might get some extra time with it. It's sweet. Yeah. A bit more. That must be coming from the 20-hour mark now, boys.
Yeah, 2:42. Nice. I mean, a lot of it was just me on my own doing basically nothing, but
I think it's funny. Fuck, you're really gonna hit that vinegar and stay, isn't it? Right,
Label time.
let's get the board out of the way.
Make a new scene. Right, so Photoshop, add source. Display capture. Add source. Add source essential alert box. Existing source. Add source, window capture. Existing source. Oh, that's the alert box. Didn't want to do that. So, file, new, let's make it 500 by 500, I guess. Ah, there we go, nice. 500 by 500. Pictures. I already had an idea for this. Oh, Jesus, kind of tiny. Um,
Keeps reminding me. Keeps reminding me. Keeps reminding me that it's too soon to forget you. Keeps reminding me. Keeps reminding me. Keeps reminding me that it's too soon to forget you.
yeah, I guess it fucking works. Ooh, that's the
Let's have a read on that.
I know I can't afford to stop for one moment, 'cause I'm just out of reach of your fingers. I know I can't afford to stop
Oh, and this is horseback slab, isn't it?
moment, 'cause I'm just out of reach of your fingers.
No, mullet. Okay. Onion chutney, save. I'm sure that's actually how you spell chutney. Yeah. Save as JPEG, save. It's a touch larger.
Turn those off.
Baby, give me that smoke. I let it fill
I am here. I'm just using a guillotine. Shut it down. Right.
Now I can't feel my arms. Don't care who you are. Now I can't feel my arms. Don't care who you are. Now I can't feel my arms. Don't care who you are. Now I can't feel my arms.
Don't sit.
Don't care who you are. All these colors turn to freckles in my eyes. I'm tired of trying to make sense of this life. All these colors turn to freckles in my eyes. I'm tired of trying to make sense of this life. I'm letting
Yeah.
go of expectation. Melt
Moving number one.
into vibration. I'm letting go of expectation. Melt into vibration. Now I can't feel my arms. Don't care who you are. Now I can't feel my arms. Don't care
Yeah,
who
fine.
you
Not square. Neither of them are square.
Baby, give
Fine.
me
It's consistent.
that smoke.
Lovely. You rising at all? Yes. How are you doing?
I let it fill up my lungs.
Right, I think we are now on this channel.
hopefully I get at least one jar out of this. Like, full jar. Cut back to... Go for a small one.
Actually, the long one. Yes. Yes. Whoa! Okay, this is fun.
There you go, ladies and gents. The first jar, that's very hot, geez. Good version of what is it called? All that tempers down in, so let's see. Alright, and then let's take this one more. God, this pen. Alright. 1.5 jar of that bit. Grab a pen and write the date that was produced on it. If there are any pens down here. There really are. I'm surprised there isn't. There's a pencil. I didn't know there's a mechanical pencil in there. Steal away. Study of a pen. What is it, 20 seconds left? 25.
Who?
Hello.
Hello. Sorry about that. I got washed by the fam and then had to go to Sainsbury's.
Alright. I've just made
Red onion chutney. Oh, I should pull this music. You'll be happy to know I have now finished cooking. I made bread, but it's not rising properly, so I'm probably just going to throw it in the bin.
Okay, so that level going on didn't go too well. Ugh. Right. I'm going to put these out back to cool off. Bloody hot. Right. Yeah. How long have I been streaming at this point? 3 hours and 6 minutes. Christ above. This is where I'm going to end it. So, yeah. If you're watching the VOD, thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Ta-ra.
No one's watching it.